Good morning, sunshine. It's August 3rd, and here are your news stories for today. Our first story comes from 19thnews.org. With the increase of disabled individuals, particularly they're studying a lot of long COVID disabilities. A lot of people are having trouble adjusting to this new way of life. There's it's not new, but fairly newly discussed type of care coming up to the surface to fill in the gaps between the care that they're receiving and the care they must give themselves. Disability doulas, like Stephanie Lynn Kaufman Thinkulu. I don't know if I'm saying their name right. But they are providing this much needed support by sharing their experiences with disability, sharing resources, really their gained knowledge, and helping the newly disabled come into this new identity. We owe this tradition of caregiving to the queer femmes of color who were the real pioneers here, and the term comes to us from disability activist Stacey Park Milburn, who passed in 2020, but had a remarkable amount of work in this field and with disability justice. And so the whole purpose here is helping people to view, and this is a quote from a book called Care Work, Dreaming Disability Justice by Leah Lakshmi Piepzna Samarasena. Sorry, I know I probably did not say that right, but you can read the name in the article, so go look at that. But she talked about viewing the transition into disability as a birth into a new identity rather than a death. And so, this article talks a lot about all of the different aspects, all of the different facets of sort of a dilemma that a person can go through when they're newly disabled, including like all of the other factors that are part of their identity or that society feels like is part of their identity. And so this is really beautiful work. This is essentially holding space, which I'm really passionate about for, specifically for people in this type of transition. And again, there are some remarkable people that were talked about in the article, so please go check that out. I'm simply reporting that, the fact that there are these people who are dedicated to, really supporting in any way necessary these individuals who are struggling with this, with this new identity, with this sort of with this shift that they're having to go through. So really, really beautiful story. Our second story today comes from SDG Knowledge Hub. I'm really excited to report this. It's short, but it's to the point. So a new report using data from 2000 to 2022 has found that 25 out of the 81 countries studied have halved their multidimensional poverty index value, which also includes measures of access to education and clean water. And this means that hundreds of millions of people have exited this kind of poverty. This is a news story that's going in the right direction. We are going in the right direction in this way. And I'm so blessed and grateful to be able to report this. That's huge. Huge. 25 out of 81 countries have moved out of this kind of poverty. And it's, a lot of it is due to the amazing people that we talk about here on Good Morning Sunshine. For example, the kind of stars of our next story, which comes from goodgoodgood.org. In Sierra Leone, the maternal mortality rate is 1 in 20. It's declining thanks to the efforts of the frontline healthcare workers and the government support there, but it's also being helped by the Awesome Coffee Club. Founded by Hank and John Green, you might know them as the Vlog Brothers on YouTube. The ACC, the Awesome Coffee Club, is a subscription model that sends ethically made items with 100% of the profits, 100% of the profits donated to strengthen maternal and child health in Sierra Leone. They are now focused on building a teaching hospital for maternal health there. The Maternal Center of Excellence broke ground in April 2021. And along with their other projects, they have a ton. The Awesome Socks Club. Let's see, what were some of the other ones? They have just a lot of different things that they do. All of their projects together, they have raised over $20 million to help with the construction of this hospital. You can check out all their projects and everything they're doing. Their foundation is called Foundation to Decrease World Suck. And they have all kinds of opportunities. If coffee or socks isn't your thing, they have all kinds of things that you can do over there. And basically their mission is to sort of distribute the wealth without any hidden agendas, without any greed, they're not taking anything. They are literally doing this for the communities, for the people. So go check them out. Foundation to Decrease World Suck. All right, our quote of the day today comes from Oprah. And I had a really hard day yesterday. And so this quote is particularly hitting me today, so maybe it will you too. But she said, "Turn your wounds into wisdom." And that's a reminder to me that there's no failure. There's nothing, everything that we view as negative that happens is an experience for us to learn, is an experience for us to grow. And sometimes it hurts and sometimes it's a lot. But there is something beautiful there when we can turn our wounds into wisdom. So let that encourage you today if you're struggling with anything. And finally, our oracle message of the day today, coming from the Wild Mystic Oracle deck, is the message of love brought to us by the Swan. Oops. Okay, well, I dropped it, but it's the Swan. And so this card, obviously, it can talk about all forms of love, but what I'm feeling particularly from this, the themes are like commitment, loyalty, partnership, faithfulness even, which are really big themes. But I think that the real meaning of this card today is talking more about our self-love, talking more about accepting ourselves, self-acceptance, overcoming our self-doubt, and seeing the beauty within. The book brought up the story of the ugly duckling. So if you're familiar with that story, you can kind of use that as, a reminder that we all hold true beauty inside of us. And so to really hone in on that and and love ourselves. The shadow side of this card could speak of the dangers of codependence. It could indicate there's an unhealthy relationship that you might need to get out of, or it could be talking about losing yourself in a relationship. So just use that to sort of assess where you are in all your various forms of love that are in your life, and see what it might mean for you today. That's your Good Morning Sunshine news. As always, we're going to close out with some intentional breaths. If you are able, you can go ahead and close your eyes. And we're going to inhale love and exhale gratitude. Okay, that was just a preliminary breath, getting ready. So here we go. Let's take our first inhale. Inhale love. And exhale the gratitude. I'll bring a little bit more into this practice for me today. Inhale love. And exhale the gratitude. Last one, really connect to the experience. Inhale love. And exhale gratitude. Fantastic. Thank you for being here. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you tomorrow morning.